Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk About Mental Health. And today I wanted to do a video reflecting on my 2018 and the good and the bad and all that. To start off in a nutshell, 2018 was the year that I've grown the most, that I've faced a lot of fears, that I broke down many barriers of self-doubt that held me back from my true potential for so long. Instead of saying a list of every single thing I did, I want to pick a few that were the most significant and talk about those. The first one is starting a mental health blog and this YouTube channel. I knew that I always wanted to make a difference in the mental health field for a very long time now, but I never knew how to, nor was I confident enough to do anything. And then this year, I'm not going to lie, I was still very scared of putting myself out there through video and through blog. But once I did it, I felt very achieved, and I felt that I broke down a barrier that my anxiety had held me back. These barriers are ones that I had set for myself and no one else set. And it's amazing feeling when you break down your own barriers. When I started the blog and the channel, I had a lot of self-doubt as well about whether my content was good enough or whether it's worthy of being watched, and I just didn't feel like it was good enough for some reason. But then as time went on, I kept doing it more and more. I realized that I can make a difference, a positive difference with what I'm doing. I've just kept doing it until now, and it's not that overwhelming anymore to put myself out there and be vulnerable. One of the main lessons learned from doing this is that one person being vulnerable is sort of like one drop of water falling into a body of water where it starts a ripple effect. And that's one of the things I hope to achieve by doing this, is starting a ripple effect that talking about mental health is okay and that there's nothing to be ashamed about. The second main thing I did last year was make my first mental health short film. It was a challenge at times because I got stuck on my script and I didn't know how to proceed with making the film, and there were times that I did want to give up on my film, but then I told myself to keep going because I already started it and I already did this amount of work on it, and it's something that I really wanted to do, so why should I let myself hold me back from doing it? I identified the problem that was holding me back, and then I asked myself, what can I do to work through this problem? And then I did do that, and then I got motivation again, and I got the momentum going. That's how I persevered and kept going with making my film. In the end, I was really proud that I managed to do that, make something, sharing my experiences and help others. Similar with the blog and channel, it was really scary putting my film up and sharing it to everyone. I did have self-doubt and I did feel nervous, but I didn't want that to stop me from spreading the message I wanted to spread, and I didn't want that to stop me from helping others gain insight into what living with mental health issues is like. When I got positive feedback for my film, it felt really good that I made a positive difference in another person's life, or that they felt comforted by my message, or through knowing that I've been through the same thing as them. It's really nice, and that's why I keep doing what I'm doing. One thing that my therapist said to me is that vulnerability attracts vulnerability, and that's really true. Because if someone sees me opening up about experiences with mental health, or just be vulnerable in general, they are more likely to feel comfortable opening up as well. It's like if I feel comfortable lowering my wall, then they feel comfortable lowering their walls as well. And they don't have to hide it. They don't have to hide their true selves, or wear a mask, or be behind a wall that protects them from potential judgment and discrimination. Being vulnerable can be a very scary experience, but I don't regret what I did, and it helped me challenge myself, which helped me become a better person. I want to keep creating the ripple effect, because the more we do talk about mental health, the more we normalize it, the more we help people understand what it's like to live with mental health issues, the better the world will be. Another big thing I did last year was go back to therapy after not going back for 2.5 years. When I first went back to get a mental health care plan, I felt really guilty, because I thought to myself, I've been to therapy before. I should know how to deal with this problem. I should know how to manage my thoughts. I should know how to do XYZ. But the truth is, new things can come into our lives that we don't know how to deal with. And sometimes we need extra support, and that's okay. And something my therapist helped me realize is that going back to therapy is not a uncommon thing, and that many people do that because new things come up and they need that bit of extra professional support, and there is nothing wrong with that. I had the worst lapse in depression that I had ever since finishing therapy in 2015. I think it's because I was going through a lot of new experiences, and it was quite overwhelming, and I didn't know how to deal with it, and so it severely affected my mental health, and I started thinking about things I didn't want to think about, and it was tough. But after I went to therapy, and my therapist helped reinforce the skills that I've learned previously, slowing down my thought processes, reminding myself of the toolbox of coping skills that I have, and using the tools to help manage my feelings, it helped me a lot. And now looking back, I don't regret going back to therapy at all. If you feel like things are getting too overwhelming, or you're not sure how to deal with it, or you just want someone to chat to, it's okay to get professional help. There isn't a level of severeness of mental health issues, or that you need to be diagnosed with a mental health issue to see a professional. No, You can see a mental professional if you're just feeling stressed and need someone to talk about it to. You don't need to be experiencing suicide thoughts or self-harm thoughts to get professional help. You don't need to be at the severe end to get help. In fact, getting help early and preventing ourselves from reaching that point is better than reaching that point and then getting professional help. Early intervention is a good thing, and there should be no shame in reaching out for help, even though we do not have a diagnosable mental health issue. Therapy is not only for individuals who have diagnosed mental health issues. Every single one of you is worthy of help, and you're not a burden to anyone. You're not a burden to your therapist if you reach out for help, because that's what they're here for. No matter what anyone says, you are not weak for getting help, because it's a very hard thing to do. And I don't think many people realize that. Thank you for watching. Please take care, everyone.